impromptu,
Yes.
no plan, just what's been on our minds lately.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, I finished Youngblood this week.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Yes. Yes. So that's off to the editor. Now I have to finish um, Crooked Crooked Soul. Yeah, sorry. I'm slow today. People, I had a drink a little while ago, and if you know me, I'm a real lightweight.
Hey, we gotta have fun.
So I'm going to be much looser than normal. But I have to finish that by the end of the month, and I'm only about halfway through.
I'm in the same boat. I've got a book that for a client that has to be finished
Mm-hmm.
before I leave for Comic-Con for
Mm-hmm.
Memorial Weekend, which is the Wednesday before Memorial Weekend.
Okay.
And I'm dragging. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's not writer's block because I literally have the outline telling me what to write, but I'm struggling.
Yeah, I'm a little slow as well. It's Youngblood was faster and easier to write because now I'm dealing with, PTSD in my characters.
Oh, that's a fun topic.
And
I
stuff
just
like and dealing with, with setbacks and moving forward and setbacks and moving forward and things like that. So it's a little bit more complex.
did I send you the women's guide to PTSD for beta?
No, you didn't.
Oh, if you want, because we're ready for beta on that one.
Ooh, I would like that, but I have hard deadlines.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Trust me, I get it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Right now it's just like, okay, hello everybody. If I was a little
Hello,
bit
cool gamer.
if I was farther along, I would be more inclined to say yes. I would love to, beta read that. But right now it's like, oh.
No, I no pressure. I get it because I haven't been able to beta read yours either.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And the 21st, I'm going to a concert. So,
Woohoo!
that Friday I'm driving down to my daughter's. That Saturday I'm at a concert, and that Sunday I'm driving back. So 3 prime writing days out the freaking window. But I'll still have fun. I'm just hoping it's not raining and freezing like it is right now. People, it's 45 degrees in Maine.
It's 100 in Vegas.
I'll trade you. Send that weather this way. I'll send my weather your way.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for summer. Please don't.
I am. As you can see, I'm like bundled up. I got long sleeves and we got the heaters going and yes.
Anita says, stick with it. I struggled with my new series and now the first story is ready. Yes. Stick with it. Stick with it.
Yes.
It's hard though, especially when something's blocking you. I don't know. I don't want to call it just writer's block in general, but there's some disconnect between what you're writing and the deadline that's causing you to really just slog through the mud is like the only way I can describe it. That's how I feel right now.
Well, I wrote the end and I've got 25,000 words of it and I've already written the end and I've written most of the beginning. Now it's the get from here to there.
Oh,
it's that period. I'm like, okay, what, I have some major scenes in there, but I don't want to write them first because they're pulling me along at this point because I'm like, oh, I know I want to write that, but I have to get there. And if I write it beforehand, I will fizzle out.
Have you tried the approach of writing backwards?
I did some of that.
Because you've written the end, so what happens right before the end, and then what happens right before that scene, kind of a.
Yeah, but that's where I'm trying to get to. Because I know I have the bullet points. I do have the bullet points of what the scenes need to be. I just needed to, cultivate a new friendship, and and that's like, okay, how do I do that? How do I, put tension in it? Because it's just like it's not just us sitting around chatting, because that would be kind of fun, but it would be dull on the page.
Let's put that out to our audience right now for anyone who's listening. What are your tips for when you get stuck in that middle of the book and you've got to bridge the gap between that beginning and ending and you're having trouble? What are your tips that you've used in the past to get through that? I always like finding out what other people do.
Yes. So
It's
that'll take a
helpful.
little while for Anita and and Cool Gamer to answer.
We got mysterious cool gamer. I've seen the name pop up, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Usually we know most of the regulars.
Yes, exactly.
Well, anyways,
But
before we get too far, welcome guys to another episode of Spilling Ink. I know it's kind of impromptu, but as always, we are the show that takes you behind the book to meet the authors and professionals in the publishing industry. And today is just our impromptu, just brain dump episode. Just get
yes,
our everything off our mind today.
yes.
Oh, Anita says she writes a death scene.
Yes,
Kill
I
someone.
do. I do have one of those, but I need to get there. I need motivation to get there because I know I want to write it.
Put the pin in it. Remember hopscotch. Remember the hopscotch method.
Yes, I know. And I've done that. I've done that a couple times in this book. But it's like, okay, now I need to buckle down and get this piece done, and then everything will flow. It's just this awkward piece of new friendships. Seriously, it is a new friendship that I have to cultivate. There is contention within it too. So
is it an enemies to friends friendship, or is it a just they don't know each other?
It's his beta's new wife that they haven't met, and they have gone back to his place that his beta had taken over while they were missing from the last book. So it's like, okay, they're coming back to their home, but these other people called it their home. and she's a werewolf, like her beta, or his beta, and she does not like vampires.
So there's suspicion, there's distrust, there's maybe getting the wrong idea from seeing what other people are doing and jumping to conclusions.
And a little bit of jealousy, because at first she didn't know who this woman was in her husband's house.
Okay. Yeah, that's fun to play with.
Yes, the alpha comes out afterwards, but yes,
dinner party.
I am writing that right now. So yes, we have an awkward dinner party. We have tattoos. So
you use a lot of body language when you're using wolves, because they scrutinize every little minute detail of how a person's moving and acting. You can really focus down on the minutia there.
Yes. So, and this is the first draft, so I know I have a lot of layering to do afterwards, but I got to get the first draft done before I can start to do that.
So remember when I used to talk about Write or Die?
Yep.
I haven't used it in a while, but Tim Niederreiter actually turned me on to another nicer version of Write or Die, and it just basically blocks your computer out, so you can only use the screen to type.
Yeah, you've told me about that.
Yeah, it's called Cold Turkey, and it does what it says on the tin. You turn it on, you set the timer, and it blocks everything off. So for that, I usually go 30 minutes for my sprints.
Yeah.
You can't do anything, so I can't go, I just need to look that up real quick, or I just want to do. Just sit there and write until the timer goes off. Well, it helps. It helps with the brain dump.
Yeah, I have been fairly good at least the last couple of days when I've had time to write, to sit down and write. But I'm cooking meals now. I don't have my personal chef. That way. I love my mother-in-law for that reason. It is so nice to have dinners cooked and not have to worry about that. So I have the full day of work. I have to, do the cooking here, because normally Darren is my husband, is working right up until I put the food on the table. And sometimes I have to make him move his mouse and all of that and say, eat. I'm eating. And then it's, clean up, and then we need to get out of here. It's a little place. So we need to get out and take a walk, even when it's freezing, or take a ride, which we've done, and just sit by the ocean and listen to the ocean. So there's that time that normally when I was home after dinner, I'd sit down and immediately write. So it's a little different. It's a different pace here. and I find I'm much tireder. So I'm going to bed. I'm falling asleep on the couch about 10:30 instead of 11.
Oh,
Yep. Yep. And it could just be the fresh air. It could be the ocean air. It could be whatever. But this week has been tough in that manner. Plus, we had to get a new refrigerator.
always something.
Oh yes. Oh yes. That was fun. I don't know if you can see the sliders over there.
Yep.
We had to take the door off
Oh no.
in order to get the refrigerator in.
Oh no.
And did you know at the bottom of the sliders there's a little pin that you can screw the thing so so the little roller things come up? Well, we didn't know that either until we got the door off. And that was after yelling at each other quite a bit. Oh yes. I am the 90-pound weakling. Actually, I'm a little bit more than that, but but
You and I are about the same size, I think.
yeah, and I could not for the life, he was telling me to lift the door or go down there and lift the things, and I'm tiny. I just can't do it. And the man gets very frustrated when I can't do things.
Home improvement brings out the worst in people.
Yes.
It really does.
Yeah. Well, we had to do that. We had to take off the railing on the porch so that they could get the thing up because there's no way it was going to go up our little stairs. Oh yeah. And we're cursing the fridge because it's 3 years old.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the world of the beach club. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Campgrounds. Oh yeah. So, but I mean, they didn't have black. Everything else in here is black. We have silver.
Okay. Well,
Or
silver goes with pretty much
stainless
anything.
steel. Yeah. I mean, and I'm like, well, we got a stainless steel toaster. We got a stainless steel garbage can. It was either that or wait until June or July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're going to be there the whole summer, so you got to have it, everything
Right.
working as it should.
Oh yeah, and it was funny because they came and they measured the door and they said this isn't going to fit, and I'm like, we measured, and he turns his little phone and it's this double door fridge. I said, oh no, that won't fit. We didn't get that. We didn't get that because we knew how much room we had to do. And
Yep.
exactly, I mean, we had to take the fridge in with the doors open because the width would fit or the depth would fit that way. Oh yes. So if you're ever looking to have a tiny home, these are the challenges you will have.
Well, and of course, if you're having all these challenges, no wonder it's going to have an effect on your writing.
Yes. Well, for the first time, I did not freak out when the fridge was going. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been in a Bible study yes, I've been doing a Bible study for the first time in my life. And it was get out of your head. And it's all about controlling your spinning thoughts. So your anxiety and things like that. And when things happen, stepping back, recognizing that you're freaking out and stopping it.
Okay.
And I actually was able to do that.
Okay.
So it benefited me quite a bit. So it was like, that was pretty cool to actually step back and go, okay, yes, this sucks, but I have friends that are offering me, around us that are offering me their refrigerators. We have the funds that we can just go replace it and not be financially in debt. All of those things are things to be grateful for. Now, if only I can get my writing in that same space.
Yeah, there is that. Well, I don't want to stress you out though, but we are coming back into another Mercury retrograde soon.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do too bad with the last Mercury retrograde.
Okay, well, good.
It affected me opposite. I was cranking shit out.
Oh, well, good. Let me see.
For that.
Let me look at your chart real quick because the last one would have happened in your 7th and 8th house. Okay. So it's in a house of your personal relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and this year the retrogrades are going back and forth between houses, whereas last
Okay.
year it was just in one house.
Right.
So if it's working between it worked between your 7th and 8th last time, it's working between your 10th and 11th this time. So it's gonna touch on the 11th house topics of your allies, your friends, your social
Mm-hmm.
network, and your 10th house of career, what you're known for.
Mm-hmm.
So if retrogrades are not affecting you negatively, it could just be times of revision to the work that you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Revision as in something we do as writers anyways.
Yeah.
You know, you have to make sure that your revisions are done and edited before it gets out to the public. So,
Yep.
and it's
Oh
only about
yeah.
3 weeks. So it
Okay.
could, if
Well,
it coincides with the time where you're revising to get something out for a new release,
yep.
that could be in your favor.
Yeah. And yeah, I it was funny because I was expecting the last one to be a damper on my writing based on, the reading that we did.
Yeah.
Um, and it was so the opposite. And
That's good. That's
yeah,
good.
it's very good, but it was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm just,
Well,
a
in
rebel
retrogrades,
in
I
every
know
way.
everyone hears it, but and they say, "Oh my God, retrograde is horrible." It's not always. It is a time of revision
Hmm.
because the planet isn't literally moving backwards. It's appearing to go back and forth over the same degrees.
Hmm.
So it's restructuring. It's going back over to look at things from a different angle. It's revising what you've tried
Hmm.
one time that maybe didn't work. So
Hmm.
it's not always a negative. It's usually trying to get you back on track in some way.
Right. Right. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. I do feel the stressors. It's almost like pressure.
Mm.
Um, I did feel that last time, but I think I stepped back and I felt it and I recognized it, and in recognizing it, it took its power away. I don't know.
No,
Weird.
that's true because
You
again,
know?
if you're thinking of it as a negative and you're
Mhm.
letting that negative weigh on you,
Mhm.
you'll be more resistant to the shift in directions that you need to make.
Yep.
So if you're okay, let's see what happens, let's go with the flow and things start moving, then you're
Yeah.
naturally falling into line where you're supposed to. So
Mhm.
it shouldn't be a horrible negative thing, but a lot of people immediately go, "Oh my
Mhm.
God, retrograde. This is going to be the
Mhm.
worst." It's going to be a period of change. Change can be scary or change can be good. You never know.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah. And it was funny the other day when I was talking with Josh Pantalleresco. Yes, I can say his
Say
his
that 3
name.
times fast. Go ahead.
No, no, not in my slightly tipsy state. But at least I'm articulating. Before I could not articulate.
We haven't done a drinks with authors in a while. I think we need to do that.
Oh my God. I went to there's a distillery here in York. It's called the Wiggly Bridge Distillery, and it's hard liquors. It's not beer. Oh yes. And I had a pomegranate, oh my God. Manhattan, not Manhattan, but it was pomegranate, vodka, um, blood orange, and sweets, or some sweetener that they
Sounds
do, which is
good.
like, yeah, it was good, but it was, my God, they are very generous with their vodka. And it's probably much higher grade vodka than what you get at the store. So it's distilled on
Okay.
house. So
Straight from the
I
source.
was sitting there. I had literally this much. I posted a picture on Facebook, and it was this much of it, and I could not feel my lips or my face. And I'm sitting there, and they're talking, and I lean over to my friend. I said, "I can't feel my face." I said, "This is making me quite shit faced." And my husband's sitting over there with 6 shots of the different things, testing it out. And I'm looking at him like, "Are you okay to drive? Because I ain't driving."
That's good. That's good. I like that.
He kind of looked at me and he looked down. He's like, "Yeah, I'll be okay to drive." Of course, they don't have pretzels or chips or something like that, because it's
What?
it's it's a distillery, so they aren't licensed for food.
Oh.
Yes, so you go there to drink
Mm.
and only drink.
Yeah, I can see that being fun. A
Yes.
little bit, yeah, a little
Yes.
bit problematic if it hits you that hard.
Yeah. Well, we could always walk. We could always walk home from there. It's not
Well, that's good.
it would be a couple miles, but, you know, and
Walk
it's
it off.
freezing out. Yes. Mhm. And, yeah, my husband's at the neighbor's trailer right now, hanging with them. He brought his old smoky, um, caramel liquor over, or caramel
Ooh.
brandy or
Was
bourbon
it
or whatever
whiskey?
the yeah, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, I remember you talking about that
Yes.
last year. That sounds delicious, by the
Yeah,
way.
because they haven't tried it, so he says, "I'm gonna bring this over." I said, "Good. I'll be over after the show."
Now here's an idea for your story.
Yep.
Get him drunk. Get your characters drunk.
I probably well, yeah, that would be good.
Because, things come out when you're drinking.
Yeah, um,
It could be a good
it's
thing or a
it's
bad thing. It could
it's
it could bridge the gap, or it could cause more tension.
right. It's tough because my vampires don't normally eat or drink anything but
Oh.
blood. They're not like, it's not like
But do they drink blood from inebriated people?
Mm, possibly.
Because I mean, there's the workaround if you really wanted to,
Mhm.
to play with it. If they've got, like, a
Yeah,
willing donor or something, they get their donor
yeah,
shit-faced.
yeah, yeah. Well, I gotta think about that because the vampire that turned her actually was drunk, so maybe they can't have alcohol. Oh, that's a workaround.
Yep, yep, Anita says
Yes,
it best, things
yep,
come out when drinking, claws and fangs, and
yes,
that can create a lot of fun tension. It
yes,
can
yes.
also get your characters to like each other through, that whole being drunk and saying what's on your mind and
E
maybe coming to terms with each other.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
that could be a fun way to and even if you don't use the scene, sometimes getting them drunk, it gives you a better insight into those characters, and you
Mhm.
can write them better when you know them better.
Right, right, yeah. I know this version, my secondary characters are kind of flat, so I know I have to layer stuff in there to help. Um, so
Yeah, I've gotta that when I'm done writing this story, I've gotta do a workshop for, conflict because at
Mhm.
Combat Con, that's gonna be one of the classes that I'm gonna be the only
Oh,
the primary
cool.
teacher on is not combat, the conflict portion of the
Oh,
3 pillars. So
combat,
we
come
have
on.
well, you have
No,
plot,
I know.
you have world plot
Yeah,
is consisting of world building,
yeah,
characters, and conflict. Those are the 3
yeah.
pillars that make it.
Mhm.
So, each of the teachers is kinda taking a different area, and I chose conflict as mine,
Yeah.
and conflict is so much fun to play with.
Oh, it
So,
is.
I've gotta
It is.
actually narrow down my ideas because I only get an hour for that
Mhm.
class, and it's also gotta be something that we give them time to work on too.
Mm.
So I've
Yeah,
gotta find, like, the best things to say about it and to really, have fun with it to show them how
yeah.
different ways they can create conflict.
Yeah, and the two characters that I have my main character, and she's badass. Period. She
Okay.
doesn't she doesn't she's not subservient to anybody or anything. And then you have the beta's wife, who is the epitome of the subservient alpha's wife, who's, yeah. So you have them conflicting in that way, you
But
know.
you can have somebody who is meek and subservient also
Mhm.
be manipulative,
Right.
leaning into those,
Mhm.
meek qualities or the image that they show as being weak as a way to
Mhm.
undermine somebody's ideas about them or to
Right.
break down their feelings on being overly dominant or
Mhm.
trying to control. You can
Right.
have them use that to their advantage.
True.
Hey Joe,
Right.
how you doing
Hey,
tonight?
Joe. So, yeah, that's true. I'm just trying to get to the next scene that I have written. Which is which is after which I have to build the friendship to get to that scene for it to make sense.
Okay, so they ultimately have to be friendly.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Passive aggressive can be fun to play. So is the wounded bird. I love using the wounded bird as a way to either get them to soften up or to reveal something about the other character and how they react.
Yes. Yeah, we've, they've had challenges that could have ended very badly for for either side. They bonded over tattoos.
Okay. Hey, that's good. Speaking of, I'm taking my daughter for her first tattoo next week.
Okay. Well, I had to look up today because the girls in my book, they got tattoos on their ass. And then I'm like, oh shit, they have to sit down.
Why did you make them get tattoos on their asses?
Because that's where they decided to do it. And then I'm like, oh.
Are we talking about the full rounded portion or the upper thigh area or the lower back area? Like, what part of the ass did they actually get the tattoo on?
The gluteus maximus.
Just right smack in the middle.
Right smack in the middle. Yep. So yes, I had them do that. And my main character is a little bit more ornate than the beta's wife. It's now she's feeling the pain. It's like, oh yeah, she can't just sit normally now.
No, she's either gonna have to recline sideways or perch or
or yes.
That's why would you just no.
It was fun. It was perfect.
No, that creates its own points of conflict. I love that. I love that. By the way, I've been listening. Couldn't comment because I was remodeling front room. And not fighting.
Good,
wow.
Good.
Bravo.
Yes.
Joe asked, does she know what she wants to get? Yes, she does know what she wants to get. I also know what I want to get if I can manage to fit into the appointment as well. She wants to get Bowser in a sketch style black and white on her ankle.
Okay.
So we'll see how it turns out. I sent the images over to a tattoo artist I know and gave him some pictures of Bowser so he could see what Bowser looks like.
No.
Tattoo right in the middle. Mascara for the brown eye. Oh, Regine, you went there.
It's on one cheek, not both.
Well, you did say right smack in the middle.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you said the upper, lower. Yes. Right.
Yes.
Right on the cheek. Right on the cheek.
That is not a place I would want a tattoo.
So it's covered up most of the time. Yes.
Yeah, so sitting's going to be fun. Use that because it's going to be at least a good week of them not being able to sit properly.
Of the main character, because she's not a werewolf. Werewolves heal faster.
Now how does that work with does it push the ink out though faster if it's the werewolf's physiology, or does it still work like a normal tattoo where it's just healing over quicker?
It's healing over quicker.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So yes. So doing research on that, and I've never had a tattoo. I'm deathly afraid of needles, so this is
yeah, you gotta get to deal with the tattoo or with the needles if you're gonna get a tattoo.
Yes, and I my husband and I have talked about it at one point in time. Somebody was supposed to draw up one for him, and I said, well, if you do that, can I get jet fueled fiction on my shoulder?
Yeah, get your logo.
Get my logo. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, that has meaning, sure. And I'm like, okay.
Well, that's what I did with that. That's my Agents of Asset version of the Tree of Life.
Yep, exactly. So yeah. So I just I haven't done that, and
I found that with tattoos, at least for me, being able to watch the tattoo as it's being done helps with the pain. Whereas if you don't know, or if you can't see the tattoo being done, the pain feels arbitrary, and I think you feel it more.
I need a drink like I had tonight before I do it. And I need to drink the whole thing.
No, you're not supposed to drink before because it thins your blood and you bleed more. And if you bleed more, it pushes more ink out.
Ugh, okay. Shit.
Sorry.
Then I ain't doing it. Sorry.
It doesn't hurt as bad as people think it does. Yes, it does hurt, but it's not as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. And eventually you kind of go numb to the pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after you've been at it for a while, you kind of just, it doesn't feel like anything, especially if you're watching it.
I couldn't watch it. I could not watch it. It would freak me the fuck out.
Why would it freak you out?
Oh, I could do that, Rebecca.
That I can't do.
Yeah, or just have a gummy bear.
I can't do that part. I envy those of you who can.
Why?
It does not react well with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Very, very bad.
It has been since college, so it's annoying scratches. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the needle is not going all the way through to pierce your skin. It's going into the first couple layers to deposit the ink.
Okay.
So it's just a constant like pounding in that one area of skin.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels kind of like, being scratched or somebody tapping your sunburn.
Mm.
Oh, good. I'm not alone in this.
Okay. Yeah. No, my college days, I was a little.
Yeah, no, it didn't react well for me at all. It never has. And I've tried a few times over the years. I've tried edibles, and it's the same thing. For me, it ends up being hours of mental torture.
Oh,
is what it feels like for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Then yeah. No, high school and college. Yes, I was a bad girl.
And yes, you have to hold still. You don't want to move.
Yeah. Yeah, I did have that in mind, and with the ass tattoo, she had propped herself on her elbows, so her back and her shoulders are her neck. Afterwards, she was like, "This is not fun."
Remember before we said that you were evil? Well, now you have proven it by giving your characters ass tattoos.
Oh yeah, no, that's not a good.
Yeah, me and Rebecca, we're on the same page. We're on the same page. I envy people who can actually get enjoyment out of that, because it does have therapeutic benefits for those people who can. But for the few of us out there that it has the opposite effect to, it is mental torture for as long as it lasts. And it distorts your perception of time. So it feels like it's longer than it really is too.
I think the last time I did it in college, I had a bad experience. So I think it was laced in some way. Yes, I am.
Giggling about it. I love that.
Yes.
I love it.
But yeah, so I did have a bad experience the last time. I was a senior in college, so
that's it. It's all it takes to put you off of it.
Yep. But yeah, I haven't done anything. But I'm the girl who gets the laughing gas for her teeth because I can't deal with the Novocaine. They have to give me the laughing gas to give me the Novocaine because I freak out. Oh yeah. I mean, I sobbed when they gave me the cortisone shot in my foot. I made Darren come with me the first time, and the second time they said we could do another one, or you could do more physical therapy. And I looked at I said, can somebody be in here with me? Because Darren wasn't there that time. And the nurse came in, the nurse held my hand, and I sobbed still. But I did. That was the first time I was able to do it on my own. So baby steps in progress of fighting that fear.
But there you go. You've got a lot to dip into for your characters to figure out how to make them friendly with each other.
Yes.
Through maybe the comedy of, pain of the ass tattoo.
The lack of chair sitting.
I love it. I love it so much. And those kind of scenes, those are fun to read. Like, even if they do take you a little bit out of the plot of the book, those fun character interaction scenes that you really get to see the characters kind of shining and get a break from the drama of the story. those are fun. I enjoy those.
Yes. It's been fun to write this one. That's why this scene has this scene and the subsequent one of the beta coming home and wanting to see, his partner shows her thing off, but my main character still has issues from what happened before. So to bare her ass to anybody but her partner is just not happening. So there's another stressor. And then, the beta's wife is like, show him, it's absolutely stunning, show him. And she's like,
by the way, what did they get?
She got a tribal wolf tattoo.
Oh.
My main character, though, got a real wolf tattoo that looks like her partner.
Aww.
And if anybody who reads Wicked Heart will understand exactly the detail of what her partner looks like.
Okay.
Yep.
And is this in the Shades of Night series?
Yes. Yes.
So that's that one, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Wicked Heart. Yep. Youngblood is with the editor, and I'm working on Crooked Soul. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh, exciting.
Yes. So it's just like, okay, she got that, and it took a long time during the day to do. So that's why she was so sore.
I'm not imagining that's a small tattoo either.
No, it's not a tiny one. But it wouldn't be. His new look. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. His
gives whole new meaning to sit on my face.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. He was hesitant. He's like, I don't know if I want to see myself stare back at me.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, Rebecca, his new look. So, but yeah, and it's a sitting wolf, not just a face. So it's
okay.
It's fun. Yes.
I think that's going to be kind of the next tattoo I'm looking at is a wolf of some kind. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I won't be getting it on my ass.
I did a lot of research on looking at all the different wolf tattoos too.
Oh, there's some really cool ones out there.
There's some really cool, absolutely really cool ones. I liked the ones that it looks like it's ripping out of the skin. When the wolf is coming through, it looks 3D. Yeah, I was like, oh, that is so cool. And it wasn't, just pictures of it. It was actually people's skin with it on it. And I was like, oh, that is awesome. But I would never do that.
That takes a long time. That's a lot of detail work to do.
Yes, exactly.
And, yeah, you're sitting in that chair for a while getting that done.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Well, in this, the tattoo artist came to their house. So.
Oh, nice.
That was nice. Yes. He owed the beta for not handing him into the Monster Defense Agency.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Paying for favors and tattoos. Hey, the barter system is always a good way to do things. I like that.
Yes. So
it also gives you a way to show different characters' skills and how they work and the different links to society that they're in. These are all character building moments.
Oh yeah. And the fact that he didn't turn him in is going to be a conversation that happens after his wife goes to bed. Because it's like, because they're both, Robbie and Sarah are former MDA agents. So they're like, okay, he's not playing by the rules. Why not? What's going on?
I like that. You're setting up a lot of good drama there.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of layers, because the third book's going to be explosive.
I love that. Yeah. I do. I love that. The more drama you can infuse into it, the better.
It was funny when I was talking with Josh Candeloresco about my writing. He was like, why, he was trying to figure out why I wrote, and he was asking questions, and he goes, I think you write for freedom. And then I told him that I used to write my nightmares, and my nightmares would go away. He goes, so you write for freedom and facing your fears. I'm like, wow. So I've
Exercising the demons.
so I've been chasing freedom and slaying slaying my fears since
Yeah.
2007.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. It works though.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was interesting to have somebody from the outside pegging those things that, as I sit here and look at it, are probably true. Because my writing, I'm contained at work.
Mhm.
For various reasons, but I can't just be what I am here. I can't be me. Yeah, exactly. So it's just, he says, you're just trying to break free.
You've got Mercury ruling your house of social, your I can talk. Really can.
Good,
Your
right?
friends, your allies, your social structure. How you're seen in society. So Mercury
Mhm.
being intellect and communication. Yeah, you
Mhm.
use your writing ability to get out there into society to make your
Yes.
mark.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love when I see things that pair up really well with the chart, and
Yeah.
that definitely
Yeah.
speaks to it.
Yeah. It was eye-opening and shocking that somebody else could see that.
Yeah, and when you
So,
exercise your demons through writing, you take their power away. You're
right.
no longer as afraid of them.
Right. And I said, if you look back at the original books that I've written, especially some of, like Georgia Rain. I don't know if you ever read that one. That one's a harsh one.
Nope, I haven't read that one.
But that, if you have little kids and are, it will freak you out. But it was my greatest fear. And I used to have nightmares upon nightmares. And I still occasionally will have one about that. Um, yes. um, but after writing that, I didn't have it for a long time. And I used to have recurring nightmares, from the time I stopped writing until the time I started writing. And I wrote that major nightmare I had in survival games. Never had it again.
Yep.
So it's just like it's like a purge.
Yeah, you took the power away.
Yep.
I love that. And that's it's something that's tied to you. It's something you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. It's part of you.
Exactly. Yes.
And as you've said many times, when you have a bad day at work, what do?
You kill people on the page.
There you go. Another way of exercising your demons. You're getting that frustration out in healthy and good ways that don't get you thrown in jail.
Yes. Right. Exactly. And as we established earlier, I'm weak. So I wouldn't be able to hide the bodies very effectively.
I like that you say you wouldn't be able to hide the bodies. Not that you wouldn't be able to take care of business, but hiding the bodies becomes the problem.
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
where friends come in.
I'm not sure I'd have issues with the other one.
I was at my kid's MMA class the other day.
Yep.
And I think it was Hunter I was watching, and he was trying to do a move.
Mhm.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like shaking my head. I'm like, there's an easier way to do this. There's an easier way to do this. And Nick was there because we transfer kids at that class. He comes and picks them up from the class.
Yep.
And he's like, what are you, MMA genius? I'm like, no, it's simple leverage, dude. If you just swing his arm this way. He's like, what? I'm like, sorry.
Yes, you don't have to be, well, I have taken my son down, just by watching class and going home and say, try that move on me. And he did, and I did it fast. And then, because in the class, they were doing it slow.
Uh-huh.
And it fast and took him to the floor. And he's like, you're not supposed to do it fast. I said, yes, you are. But I was like, okay, I did it right. But of course he's not, he was shorter than me at that time. So it wasn't like today. Today he'd kind of like bat me around and say, stop it, Mom.
If you know leverage, if you can get the leverage in your favor, there are ways to do that. And just Anita,
Anita,
right there. Again, leverage. The dolly will take the weight for you.
Yes, exactly.
And while we're on that subject, I've got to show off the pretty that I made this week.
Isn't that cool, everybody? Oh, people need to go to that.
We
I
gotta
wish I was
empower.
close.
Yeah, I
I was
wish it was
close and
closer for you.
yeah, and didn't have a wedding that weekend.
Ah, but for those who are out there who could possibly go, there's
Yes.
gonna be more than just swords out there, although we all love shiny pointy swords. There's going to be a lot of classes for any skill level to be able to pick up some really good self-defense techniques or to learn a different way to do things. Protection is important. And I
Yeah.
think that is one of the reasons I absolutely love doing this convention is,
Mhm.
not only do I get to help teach the writing aspect of it, but I get to go and join the classes. So I get to do self-defense classes. I get to pick up some of these really cool things, and
Mhm.
it makes for, a really fun weekend.
Yep.
So I'm doing my best to try and like push it as hard as possible to get everybody to go, because I want everybody to see how amazing this convention is.
Yes.
Remember about leverage when you're fighting against Andy? Yeah, he's a giant.
Well, that gives you good leverage.
There are women specific ways to use that petite frame against a larger opponent that is surprising and effective.
Kicking shins is a good thing.
I'll put it to you this way. When you're going up against a bigger opponent,
Yes.
your instinct is to try and back away.
Mm-mm.
But if they're faster and they have a longer reach, your backing away is putting you in the perfect range to get hit.
Yes.
Go against your instinct. Go in.
Mm-hmm.
You block your head, go in, throw them off balance by going against their center of gravity, and you have a better chance of taking them down. Again, it's leverage.
It's leverage, torque, and speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
When
think about it
you're
too.
flipping somebody, it's all about using their body weight against them.
And think about it this way too. If I go in, like the hug the tree, if I go in and cling to the person who's trying to punch me, it's harder to get a hard punch this way than it is to get a hard punch this way. They can't hurt me as bad. And I have the ability now to wrap a leg, knock them down. So there's a lot that women can do. And again, take self-defense classes. That's how you can learn some of these things.
Yeah, sitting, I mean, I never physically took one, but sitting and watching years of my son, the mantras of the teachers, use your opponent's motions against them.
Yeah.
If they're going this way, their natural follow through is to go that way. So you get under and pull them in the same way. Tree equals Andy's leg. Okay.
Yeah, when you're 5 foot nothing and they're 6 foot something, yeah.
At least you're 5 foot.
Yes, I am 5 foot nothing. I'm not quite 5'1". I'm 5 foot a little bit. 5 foot and change.
No, I'm shrinking too.
Oh, no.
Well, age does that. Age compresses your freaking spine. No.
Don't say
that. Yeah, I was almost 4'11". I'm no longer 4'11". I'm 4'10" and a half.
That's it. We're gonna put you on the rack.
I've thought of that.
Just a nice little stretch.
Yes. But I'm low to the ground, so I can get lower in.
Well, the family jewels.
Exactly.
There's no such thing as a fair fight.
Yep. Jump punch.
Or headbutt too.
That's true. True. Oh my God. We're off the freaking rails. Yes.
There you go. Rebecca's got it right. I wouldn't mind that. A little extra stretching probably be helpful.
Yes. Well, she's met me. She knows I'm even tinier than you are.
But again, being able to use what you got on hand in order to defend yourself is important. And another reason I use Combat Con is I learn different techniques, which I can then translate to the page. So my characters are now better able to fight. And if you've read any of my books, my characters are either sword fighting, hand-to-hand fighting, some kind of jujitsu, or self-defense. There's always those things implemented in every single one of my stories.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. I mean, when we were co-writing, we had the fight scenes, and
Yeah.
I asked my son a couple questions on that because I was writing one of the fight scenes, and I'm like, okay, what do I do in this? I got them into a jam, and I'm like, what do I do? And I wasn't knowledgeable enough about the arts to get her out of it. So I'm like, Billy, Billy, this is a situation. What do I do?
What's
Well,
fun is
those
if you
were
can act it out.
yeah.
Like, if you've
Well,
got
no,
somebody
I
who will
didn't do
spar
that
with
because
you.
I would break.
You don't have to go full force when you act it out, but you
No,
can
but
still do the motions.
even being thrown on the floor, I would break. The brittle old lady. I'm like, maybe I will dye my hair again.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm sweating now.
Oh. You're sweating and it's 40 degrees?
Well, not inside. It's
Oh,
40
okay.
degrees outside, but yeah, no, this is okay, it's hot flash time.
Oh, that's the worst.
Well, when I drink, that's when it is worst. It's usually, on the tail end of it.
That just means you need to drink another drink.
Yeah. And the
Aren't you
alcohol
going
is
over for
over
that?
there.
Yeah, that caramel whiskey.
Yep. Yeah, I might have a sip of that.
Artists
Huh?
and models? Somebody else to do it for you?
Also,
Yeah, you
she's
are wearing a sweater.
Yeah, I'm wearing a sweater. Yeah, I know. It will come and go. It'll go away. If you see me like dripping sweat, tell me to go and get ice or something. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Anita says a story I'm working on. My female character uses brass knuckles on the guy's face. Ooh, ouch. Ow.
That's some, bone crunching sounds.
Uh-huh.
And a bit of satisfaction in that.
Yeah, but she's also going to feel it too, because she's going to get the reverb into her palm. So there's going to be a little, yeah, when you hit somebody, you're going to feel some of that pain too, but it's going to do way more damage to the guy she's hitting. But, whew,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
crack.
Yep. Yep.
Opposable wooden dolls, so that you can stop
Oh,
motion
okay.
animation type make them fight.
Okay. Yes.
I
I
still think it's more
gotcha.
fun to do it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun taking Billy down that time.
I do that with my kids as they've learned stuff in class.
Yep.
I'll do some of the moves with them at home to, one, make
Help.
sure
Yep.
they know what they're doing, because Hunter's he's struggling with picking up the moves.
Mhm.
And it helps me because I'm seeing the moves. It helps them because they're repeating the moves that they've learned in class, and it's kind of fun. And the kids will ask for it too. They're like, "Can we do some sparring?" Like,
Yep.
sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I've done the, get out of the wrist holds the right way, and I've done that with Billy at home when he was younger. But oh yeah, it is fun. It is
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, it was even funner to see the teacher take him down though.
Mm.
The first day that his sensei, the new sensei came in, Billy took off his socks and from halfway across the thing threw them at me. And it went onto the thing, and the next thing you know, he's looking up at the ceiling with the instructor looking at him going, "You do not throw your socks at your mother."
That's
And I
right.
went, "Yes."
Respect.
Oh, I think Billy cried a little bit that day. He was just so frightened. And mind you, the sensei and him are now very, very close friends. They go to movies together. Todd has taken him and some of the other kids to Florida. So
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
it's
It's nice when you've got a good,
Yeah.
fighting instructor that your kids really get along with.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
3 to 4 that
Mhm.
they have primarily in my kids' class.
Mhm.
The guy who owns the place,
Yep.
and then there's another 2 adult teachers and 2 like junior
Mhm.
teachers.
Yeah.
And you can always tell when the favorite comes in,
Yes.
because all the kids, I swear, Zoe is just gaga over this one teacher. They're just like, "Oh my God, yay!" And they're at attention. They're doing what they're supposed to do, and it's hilarious.
after that, the class learned that he was much more fun than their old teacher. But that first day, it was just like, don't you ever disrespect your mother.
I gotta send you a video. I took it on Friday. One of the games that they play at the end of class,
Yes.
they always give them a reward of a game, is take down the kumu.
Oh, okay.
And the video is literally a bunch of peewees. So we're talking 6 to 8-year-old kids attacking the teacher. And he has to make it across the room. If he can make it across the room, even if he touches a hand on the bags across the room, he wins. And all of these kids just ganging up, clinging on top of it, and Zoe riding him like a horse.
Zoe is fierce.
It's hilarious. Oh, Margaret, welcome in. Yeah, a little bit at the end here, but we're glad you popped in.
Yes.
I like that drop in like a smile.
Yes. Yeah.
So since we've meandered through pretty much the whole hour, have we helped you at all in ideas on what you're going to do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. I'm trying not to go to the kill somebody.
Could they kill somebody together as like a team building exercise?
Maybe. But
team building is important.
Yes, team building is. But yeah, I mean, there will be deaths, but I just have to. I can't just go tell Mel killing everybody. Because I kiss, marry, kill. Ah, yes.
Yeah, there's the game. Kiss, marry, kill.
Yeah, and yeah. Oh yes. So.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to jump in and get the deadline.
Oh, I'm sure I will. I always meet it. Unless something major happens, I'm pretty sure. Yes, yes, exactly.
Knock
Mutually
on
assured.
wood. Never say unless something major happens. You're tempting fate.
I know.
And we talked about there's an eclipse happening next Sunday, so you don't want to tempt fate right now.
Well, hopefully this week and next weekend I'll get most of what I need done before I go see Garth Brooks in concert at
Yay, that sounds like fun.
At Gillette Stadium. Yay! So I'm like, I'm hoping it's not raining and freezing. Ooh. I'm hoping it's warmer than it is now, because wearing layers is just not my thing not in the middle of winter.
Not in winter anymore.
No, we're not supposed to be in winter. So yeah.
I wish we were still in winter, because
I don't want to look like the brother in Christmas Story that's in the coat like this. I don't want to look like that. I want to be able to like dance and move and sing. And not
hopefully it'll work in your favor.
Yes, I hope at least it's in the 60s.
What's the date on that?
The 21st.
Okay.
So
there's time for it to warm up.
Yeah.
Layers.
Well, this is really a light sweatery thing.
That doesn't look like a light sweater. Although it just could be the knit style it is.
It is. It's very light.
Okay.
It's okay. For a 40-degree night to walk across the lawn.
I'm jealous. So jealous. I wish it was cold again. I'm not ready for summer.
I am. I'm very ready for summer. We haven't seen. I think we've seen maybe 3 days over 70 since February.
Huh. Meanwhile, I'm back to bringing water bottles everywhere with me, because you can't go more than 5 feet without sweating everything out.
Yeah. I can't wait to wear it. Yeah, it's whatever. I'm thinking. I'm a little bit too. I'm trying not to be, but I'm a little bit too.
Oh yeah, there's the downside of summer too.
Yes.
If we're thick and fluffy, I don't want to put a bathing suit on now and have to
Yeah.
go swimming, and the kids live in the pool all summer.
I know. I know. I know. It's like you can't cut the fat out. Sorry. Well, you could, but it'd just be awful.
It costs a lot of money for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no kidding.
Gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Just stop eating.
Yeah. Or eat the right things that just aren't, gooey and creamy and milky and minty and and chocolatey and all the things I like. All the things I like. Yeah, I hate diets.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
That's why I skin dip.
Okay.
See, Rebecca's got a solution for everything.
Yes.
Oh my God. Here, Rebecca.
Oh, sweetie.
I'm using that. That's beautiful.
Yes. We have hit the hour
And
mark.
on that note,
I'm Chuck and Duck. Oh, good God. I do have to drink more before the shows. Oh.
All right.
We
got to bring this to an end, although that is a perfect note to end it on.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us in the audience. We'll be back again with some more fun conversation. And until then, take care, guys. We'll see you later.